The Goa Institute of Management, the Goa-based premier management institute of international repute, in a study has discovered that Goan bus stops are not disabled friendly. From faulty ATMs at bus terminuses to improper ramp designs, it is a living nightmare. The study also highlights that multiple ATMs are not braille empowered. You spoke about bus stops, right? I'm sure as part of the study, it was both the rural areas as well as the urban centers also that were part of the study. Is there any glaring distinction as far as it comes to both of them? Do you feel in rural areas it's far more worse as compared to the urban areas, or do you feel that they are almost on the same par as far as the access is concerned?
Well, I don't think there's much of a difference. Okay. See, where do the problems come from? Almost no building of the government, or for that matter, even other buildings, have been audited from the point of view of access to wheelchairs. So there are always steps which will interrupt you. Okay, and once in a way, somebody would come and say lay a ramp, and then soon enough it's not used or it falls into disuse, and therefore wheelchairs really cannot move anywhere.
Yeah,
and that's a huge problem. Many of the lifts are too old, and the wheelchairs don't fit in. So that's one problem which is almost universal. Okay, so whether it's rural or urban, the problems remain. The only difference is in the urban, maybe the surface is is covered with a few tiles, but if the tiles are broken, then there's a problem.
As part of the study, 100 ATMs were audited across Goa, and 10 bus stands were part of the study that showed faulty error messages at ATMs and that bus designs were not disabled friendly. We are right now at the Sankeli bus stop, and there towards my right hand side is the toilet that is meant for those who are disabled. We did try to open it, and yes, it was open, but although when the study was conducted, the professors told us that it was completely locked. But upon inspection, we did find out two main things. One is that the toilets were extremely dirty, and two, the glass that gives you the sense of privacy that is meant to be used at public toilets is clearly broken down. When Herald TV inspected the Marcel bus stand, which was part of the study, the washroom meant for the disabled was instead being used by others.
तो स्पेशल लोकांक खातीर मरतो तू वापरता तो टॉयलेट आपने ही बोला उसको आता लोकांक दे स्पेशल हँडिकॅप लोकांक खातीर ते
The staff at arguably the largest KTC terminus in Panjim were not aware as to where a wheelchair could be accessed from, despite a board showing that it could be given to those who were in need. The Kadamba terminus here in Panjim is clearly not very friendly as far as those who are physically disabled are concerned. As you can see, there is a ramp on both sides that has been built that leads towards supposedly a ramp, but that is absent here. Just to give you a scale, you have the scale that has been put up here, a steel ruler, and it's close to around 5 inches up till when it does not meet the standards that are required in case if someone is on a wheelchair. In case if they are brought in here, they will have to be lifted at least 5 inches above and then placed onto the ground before proceeding towards the other counters.
It is mandatory under the Disability Act 2016 that all this should be accessible for persons with disabilities. If any place is not accessible for persons with disabilities, they can any person with disability or any citizen can always file a complaint with the State Commissioner for Persons with Disability who has his office in Sanjay School, Poivoi, or they can contact us and we can take it up with the State Disability Commissioner. In the past also we have taken up these issues with the government. Sadly nothing has been done by the government, and last few months back also the media had highlighted this issue in the newspapers, and the Goa Human Rights Commission had taken up this issue of bus stands not being accessible for persons with disabilities. But sadly, without verifying the facts, the Goa Human Rights Commission closed the case just on an undertaking from the Kadamba transport that the bus stands are accessible. So we hope that the Human Rights Commission also will open up this case and help to make places accessible for persons with disabilities.
what is the one key problem that has come to the fore where you feel it is in terms of, as one speaks about accessibility, one just thinks about, just the wheelchair. But we've also seen ATMs where you do not have the braille script or even the audio not working on. Is that also something that you have noticed, and what could be the possible solution here in Goa?
We have noticed various things. For example, like we visited to a bus stop in Sankli.
Okay.
There was a washroom for the disabled people, but it was locked. So
Okay.
awareness is something that needs to be, done, especially with the people who are involved in the bus stops. They were hesitant to share the information, and yes, awareness is something which we need to come up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you, at the end of the day, feel if Goa is the tiniest state, in case if the solutions are mitigated, brought together here, it could become a role model for the other states to follow?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
There are a lot of tourists that comes here. If they come and see the good things over here, and the similar reports could be shared with the different other states, and they could use it for future. Yeah.
The study that was undertaken by the students and faculty here at the Goa Institute of Management has clearly pointed out that bus stops in Goa are not very inclusive when it comes to the disabled. At the same time, the study has also brought to the fore multiple solutions. But will the state government wake up and use these solutions to build an inclusive society? That remains to be seen. Along with senior photojournalist Sagun Gaude, this is Herman Gomes for Herald TV.